Supporters of Venezuelan opposition leader Juan Guaido have waited for this moment, the chance to see him side by side with the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence. The setting, the meeting of the Lima Group in Bogota, a bloc of mostly Latin American countries supporting Guaido's claim that he's the legitimate interim president of Venezuela. In a speech, Pence announced new sanctions against Venezuelan officials and called on the bloc to freeze assets controlled by President Nicolas Maduro in their countries, but stopped short of calling for the use of force to house the man he says represents a threat to the hemisphere.
What we've seen in the last 2 days wasn't a bold stroke by a triumphant leader. It was the desperate act of a tyrant clinging to power with violence and intimidation. Since day one of this administration, I'm pleased to report that the United States has recognized the threat that Nicolas Maduro posed to the Venezuelan people and to nations across the region, including ours.
The world's media recorded how Maduro's forces acted to stop the delivery of US aid from Colombia and Brazil. Leaders here announced they will ask the International Criminal Court to treat Maduro's blockade as a crime against humanity. Opposition leader Guaido said international pressure needs to continue until Maduro is forced out.
El pueblo de Venezuela ha resistido.
The people of Venezuela have resisted, have survived, and today in Bogota, in this historic meeting, we ask for your help and cooperation to advance the necessary pressure that the regime believes it is resisting. But resistance to what? To democracy?
Outside the meeting, Venezuelans who fled their country's economic crisis gathered to show their support for Guaido, but claimed only an external military intervention could bring change, something the countries gathered here firmly reject.
Es un error.
It's an error. We're tired of protest, sanctions, proclamations. They're not helpful. Since the sanctions, how many malnourished kids have been saved? How many people with cancer helped? None. That's why an intervention is needed.
In a nutshell, Monday's announcement could be summarized as more of the same. Juan Guaido said he will try to go back to Venezuela this week and also continue in his efforts to move the aid inside his country. But many, even among supporters of the opposition, fear that more of the same will not change the current stalemate. Alessandro Rampietti, Al Jazeera, Bogota.